What's happening, MMA world? This is Joshua Broom back from Winners and Whiners, bringing you free value picks from Saturday night's UFC 250 main card action. There are great matchups all through the UFC's latest 12-fight event, but this video focuses on the top 5 fights slated for pay-per-view. The headliner sees pound-for-pound dual women's champ Amanda Nunes making the first defense for 145-pound title. After setting records by dominating Miesha Tate, Ronda Rousey, and Cyborg Santos, the widely held greatest female fighter of all time gets an unheralded yet double tough challenger in Felicia Spencer. That's not to say the Invicta FC featherweight queen isn't dangerous, because she is. However, as shown by her gritty yet humbling loss versus Cyborg, a clear class divide exists between Nunes and the Moxie-filled Canadian. A massive odds favorite at minus 630, if Nunes doesn't fall into Rousey home trap territory, she'll win an 11th straight fight and 8th consecutive title fight. While Spencer enters as a legit contender, her lack of athleticism places the full-time algebra teacher at plus 465 odds. We've seen miracles before in the women's division, but expect Nunes to become the first to halt Phenom within distance. The best play for Amanda Nunes versus Felicia Spencer is Nunes by second round TKO. Moving on, the upcoming event also boasts three 135-pound matchups to help sort the division following recent bantamweight champ Henry Cejudo's abrupt retirement. Fading contenders Cody Garbrandt and Rafael Assunção carry the semi-main in what should become a blood and guts firefight. Former bantamweight champ Garbrandt has lost 3 straight by TKO after TJ Dillashaw and Pedro Munoz rocked the 28-year-old with roundhouse kicks to gain stoppages. With his last win coming in 2016 versus Dominic Cruz, Garbrandt has since abandoned his methodical boxing and wrestling style to endure and ultimately lose wild exchanges. The Team Alpha Male member needs a return to winning strategy versus wily perennial challenger Assunção. At 37, the Brazilian has lost 2 straight versus riser Corey Sandhagen and rival Marlon Moraes. Ex-champ Moraes erased an earlier split decision loss versus Assunção. With both at a championship level crossroad, expect the best from slight favorite Garbrandt and Rafael Assunção. And after 3 rounds, with changed strategy after realizing his MMA mortality, take minus 145 odds leader Cody Garbrandt with a unanimous decision verdict. Fight 3 pits evenly matched number 2 bantamweight contender Aljamain Sterling against number 4 ranked Corey Sandhagen. And what can be billed as an impromptu eliminator takes Sterling to win his 5th straight appearance. The overall speed and wrestling edge here goes to the Predator, who looked fantastic recently versus Pedro Munoz. Meanwhile, expect Sandhagen's 7-fight unbeaten run to end via split decision as his strengths are countered by the Longo Serra pupil. Take Aljamain Sterling at negative 120 with a split decision. Fight 4 offers a pace change as gritty welterweight Rocco Martin faces former contender Neil Magny. Both fighters have called UFC home for years, though Magny has done so at a higher level. With wins over Carlos Condit, Kevin Gastelum, Hector Lombard, and Johnny Hendricks, Magny and his 80-inch reach have been around the block. While slight dog Anthony Martin is 8-2 in his last 10. While name opponents don't jump off Martin's record, Rocco has 9 submissions. Conversely, Magny has been subbed 4 times. This dynamic makes for an interesting encounter. Expect the interest to build as 21-fight UFC vet Magny works behind his jab and transitions from precarious spots to outpoint Martin by split decision. Take Neil Magny by split decision at minus 145. The opening main card scrap pits something old versus something new when WEC vet Eddie Wineland looks for consecutive wins as a considerable dog versus rising prospect Sean O'Malley. Undefeated at 11-0, 25-year-old Malley burst onto the scene after a decisive Dana White Contender Series win, since O'Malley has gone 3-0 inside the octagon. Conversely, fighting for the 5th time in 4 years, Wineland looked done before turning back the clock last June. Though, as another year has passed, expect rising negative 475 favorite O'Malley to easily upend plus 380 Wineland. With 8 pro finishes to his name, take Sean O'Malley by TKO stoppage versus Eddie Wineland. And so concludes another UFC event prediction. Be sure to check out the in-depth MMA content at Pick Papa, Winners and Wonders, and StatSalt. In the next video, we'll examine the UFC 250 ESPN Plus prelims. Until then, this is Joshua Broom telling you guys to cash in on the main card action this weekend.